Hey, David, how's it going?
Hey, good. Thanks. How you doing, man?
Good. We look fantastic for those watching the video in our unplanned but matching red shirts today. So good to see
Oh
you.
yeah, go Buckeyes! Right, it's football
Exactly. There
season.
you go. Better
Yeah,
than cheering for the Browns after. Anyway, we don't have to get into it. Um, but how is Stephanie to talk to you? We had an awesome interview just now with a fellow realtor and a fellow pharmacist, which is always fun. Not a lot of us floating out there that are pharmacists and real estate agents, but got a chance to connect with Manale Maksour. She reached out to me a couple weeks ago. We were just talking about her experience in the real estate and pharmacy world and how she kind of leads both lives, similar to what I do. And so, just really interesting person to connect with that works with a lot of investor clients. Wanted to bring her on the show and talk all about what she does.
yeah. I think it's a great reminder because I know we say it perpetually that the realtor tends to be the core of the real estate investing team because the realtor tends to know a lot of really good people and we talk about that on the show. We talk about just the value in general that a realtor can bring, certainly with owner occupants, but particularly with investors. We talk about mentors and value that's brought there. So I think there's a lot packed into this episode that could be helpful for why that realtor is really important.
Yeah, and I think it's important too, especially in this wild market that we're dealing with, trying to navigate and trying to figure out where the pockets are of areas that are still growing, areas that might be pulling back, areas that have a better outlook, a worse outlook, whatever. It's nice to get perspective from others around the country. Again, you and I both in the Midwest don't get to feel out the Arizona and Western market. And so this is a great way to kind of get access to that information and just get a little more of a pulse on the market in general.
Yeah, and I think so. We're recording this in October of 2022. So
Mhm.
right now nobody knows where this market is going, if in what direction or anything like that. So I mean, huge disclaimers on anything like that. But
Mhm.
and this week's guest is certainly more positive about where things are than last week's guest. But I think all of that is a really good reminder that all real estate is local. And different parts of the country may see different things that go on, and really nobody has a crystal ball. We're all kind of taking guesses right now with where the real estate market is going. Just same with uh, other investments and where those markets are going. So it can be helpful to listen to different perspectives over time and throughout these seasons of the market to see where different areas may be going in the next few months and years.
I completely agree. Gathering data at this point is the way to go so you can make a better informed decision down the line. Multiple perspectives helps you do that even better. So hopefully you guys enjoy the interview as much as we enjoyed recording it. Again, just a fantastic individual that has a lot to share. So we'll take you guys right to it. Hey, Manal, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, really excited. You and I got a chance to connect a couple of weeks back and started talking about the intersection of pharmacy and real estate, and just really wanted to have you on the show. So maybe you can start off, everybody a little bit about your pharmacy story, and we'll take it from there.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Manale Maksour, and I actually came to the United States in 2004. I got my pharmacy license outside the U.S. and I came here. I started in Virginia, and then 2005 it was like way too cold. So 2005 I moved to Arizona, and I've been here since then. I work at a hospital currently. I've been there since 2005 at Better Health, and I love it. I wouldn't do anything else. And then 2019, I've always had this passion for real estate and houses and investing, in real estate. So I decided to get my real estate license, and I passed the test, and I started my second career in real estate, and I'm currently doing both. I love both. I wouldn't do it any other way.
I love it. Obviously, as a fellow real estate agent slash investor, I totally I jive with that. So that's awesome.
Very cool. So behind that, you mentioned this passion for houses and investing. I'd love to unpack your real estate why. Like what specifically gets you excited about real estate, and then kind of what that journey has looked like on the real estate side.
So my real estate journey actually started like way long before I got my real estate license. Um, I did a lot of self education about rentals and investing in real estate. I've had a couple of rentals, and just like everybody else, I've learned it as we go. But I wanted to do more. I wanted to help other people get their investments and get their first home and just show homes and sell homes. And I mean, it's a very different world from pharmacy, but I do love it. And since then, I've helped a lot of people, especially in healthcare, actually, pharmacists, doctors, pharmacy technicians. I've helped them get their houses, and I feel like I'm still at the beginning of that real estate. I still want to do much more.
I love that intersection where pharmacy and real estate meet because there is such a connection. It doesn't seem like it'd be a related field, but there is a real cool connection there between helping people navigate a complicated system and getting them to something that's going to improve their lives, right? Whether that's their health or where they live, like we can really extrapolate that in a lot of different ways. So I really resonate with what you're saying. So what I want to kind of start off with is talking about something that you and I spoke about a couple of weeks ago, which was working with specifically investor clients, right? And how that works. Because talking about real estate investing, one of the things we talk a lot about is making sure you're good with it. You're with a really great real estate agent that understands investor clients or understands working with investors. So tell me a little bit about some of the things that that you specifically do to help others get into investing, and it could be into first time homes, but really thinking about what are some of the specific things that you do to help them with that. Is it deal finding, deal analysis, property management? Like, what are those things that you're really assisting with in that process?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. Actually, because I've done it before and I've had my rental properties, I think I already have this knowledge about rentals. And also, I work with, when you're a healthcare professional and you work with healthcare professionals, you kind of understand their schedule, you know what they think, you know a little bit about their financial status. So there is this connection that we have. Um, and one of the cool thing I did when I started in real estate, I actually specifically asked for a mentor that just did investment. And I mean, I learned so much from him about renovating, about rentals, about everything that pertained to investing. And I feel it helped me a lot with my clients.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, can you walk us through that a little bit more, particularly that how that was helpful to you, and then how you turn in and help others? Because I think that there's a lot there that may not be well understood about some of that nuance that's of value to an investor, whether that's estimating rehab costs or understanding the numbers and rent and cash flow and some of those things, or what was most valuable to you in that relationship with that mentor?
Um, the first thing that I really learned from him is when you go to a house, when you're buying a house for yourself, it's a very emotional transaction. You love the
Yeah.
house, you love where it is, the pool, the way it smells. When you're investing, you have to kind of take that out of the equation and just strictly do it like a business transaction. Do the number match? Is it a good a location? If I want to sell it, am I going to be able to sell it? How much is it going to be to renovate it? Am I able to get the renters I want? Is it a good area? I mean, there's all of that that's involved. And also, it's a little bit hard right now with estimating renovation because everything is, it's hard to get contractors. The prices changed a lot. But, working with that mentor kind of also connected me with contractors. So I do have all the resources I need if I need to estimate any renovation. And also like how long it's going to take to do because that's an issue right now.
And that's a super important point. Just like we as pharmacists specialize in certain areas, right? I know pain management and psych. That's my background, right? I'm not going to be a consult on a cardio patient. It's just not going to happen. Like if there's something that we need a consult on in real estate, you've got specialists you can turn to help for that. And so it's a really a common thing in our pharmacy field, but it's the same story in the real estate side as well.
Absolutely. And I also feel like, I know how much like I can help my clients, but there are areas where I need help myself. So I do have, and I learned to have, I'm very well connected right now and I have all the resources and I can just pick up the phone and ask.
That's
And that
awesome.
has been very helpful.
That's great. So one of the things David and I are sitting here thinking about, sitting in what is getting chillier and chillier, Ohio and Michigan. Uh, do you have any out of state clients that you work with or have worked with in the past? And what are some of the ways that you help them navigate moving into or looking at from an outside state perspective? Is that a difficult process, or what are some of the strategies you use to make that easier?
Well, let me tell you, today the temperature, the high was 95. So I know you guys are freezing,
Wow.
but we still have the air conditioning on. So, Arizona is a state where we see a lot of people from the Midwest moving in. A lot of pharmacists actually moved in here, a lot of doctors because they're just done with the snow. Um, they do see the difference. And I've worked with some of them. And the most important thing is when you come from out of state, you don't really know the areas. You don't know where you want to be. You don't know where a good rental is. Like, and I feel like this is something I'm definitely able to help with. You don't know if you're paying too much or too little for a house. And that's when you need a real estate agent to help you.
I'm curious too, because I really like what you said about making sure that as an investor, you're walking into this and you're trying to remove the emotion from the equation. Do you find that people out of state that may not know the area, that may not be able to set foot in the house, maybe you're helping them through photos and FaceTime or something else like that? Do you think that there's an advantage there that people from a distance can better see it as a math problem, or do you see pharmacists get really hesitant and like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could buy from a distance. That just sounds stressful.
It is very funny you say that because, like all of us as pharmacists, I would say 90% of us are perfectionists and we want to make everything, everything has to match. We don't want any errors. And that's not how it is actually when you're buying a house. So you have to kind of lower your expectations a little bit. You have to know when you start in real estate investing, it's not going to be perfect the first time. It's not going to be perfect the second time. As long as it cash flows, as long as you're learning, you'll get there. And it's a long road. So there's a lot of education involved actually with out of state investors. And a lot of people know Scottsdale in Arizona because this is our like high end area. But Phoenix has a lot to offer. There's great areas all around Phoenix. So this is where I come in and say, Scottsdale is a high end. It's beautiful, but it's not all Phoenix. There's other areas.
Yeah. Are there any other big surprises that you feel like people have when they're trying to buy an investment property from a distance for the first time, or even just buy an investment property for the first time that's something that perpetually catches new people off guard?
Uh, yes. So the last couple of years, we all know the real estate market has gone through something we've never seen before, and the prices went up. And when you crunch the numbers, actually, you do not get your return on investment that you see in other areas. So that was a little bit of a shock. But what people don't know is that the real estate market in Phoenix is so far. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but so far has been pretty resilient. We still have a high demand. So even if you're not getting this return on investment right now, your home value is not going to change much. And true, in 2008, the prices went down 40%, but it has come up like over 150% since then.
Wow. I want to dive into that because I think it's important. I think a lot of people are looking at the current market, getting a little nervous. I'd love just, again, your take as someone with boots on the ground in a different area than us. How have you seen the rate increases affecting the market? Are you seeing buyers pull back on their budget? Are they worrying about the monthly payment more? Or is it just like, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out later still? Like, is it where are people falling on that?
There is worry, absolutely. You have to be realistic. I do not, when I meet with sellers and buyers, I like to give them the true story. I do not embellish anything. So sellers have to be aware that you're not going to put your market in your house and sell it in 2 hours like you did 6 months ago. You have to be, you're not going to get 50,000 or 100,000 over asking price. These days are gone. And for buyers, yes, absolutely. The interest rate has changed a lot of what you can get approved for. Investors are sitting on the side a little bit. They're a little bit hesitant because we don't know what we're walking into. But so far, I mean, yes, the prices have maybe gone down a little bit. It's still up about 15% since last year, from August to August. So we're still up. We don't know what's going to happen, but we still see a slowdown definitely. But it's not the bubble bursting like we're hearing, or prices like definitely going down. I don't see that yet. And I don't know what's going to happen. But so far, I see it more as a getting back to a healthy market.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of buyers sitting out there are probably wishing for that right now, a healthier, actually competitive market rather than the craziness we've been dealing with.
Yes. And, this is what I'm telling my buyers. I'm saying, this is great. We can negotiate right now. I couldn't do that for you a year ago. Now I can actually negotiate. We can come down on the price a little bit. We can have better terms. If the rates keep going up, well, you got in on a good time. If they go down, let's refinance, and I'll help you with that. Because I cannot predict what's going to happen, and nobody can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm curious too, what else you're doing to be a little more creative in this market as far as, looking for potential value add opportunities, or are you pointing people towards adjustable rate mortgages, or are there any other kind of creative tools in your toolbox that seem to fit this market right now?
Just like everybody else, I am kind of limited a little bit what I can do. I can definitely negotiate a better price, and I feel confident about that now, way more than before, that I'm able to do that. Title companies are helping with the closing costs a little. I work with title companies that are kind of offering some incentive. I have some loan officers that are helping also. So we're kind of bringing these closing costs lower to kind of help buyers right now. And again, if a buyer, if you need a house, you need a house. And I'm not talking about investing, just primary residence. So we can get you right now a better price. The interest rate might be a little bit higher, but the closing costs are going to be a little bit lower. And then if the interest rates goes down, hopefully it will, then let's refinance and get you a better monthly pay.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that you mentioned talking about having title companies and insurance agents and lenders that you have this Rolodex of people that you can access. It just, again, reminds everybody that having that team, whether you're buying an investment property or your first house or your third house, You need to have that team in place. It's really going to be the thing that makes the difference. And if you don't know where to start, again, starting with a great real estate agent like yourself is a good place to go.
Well, thank you. Yes, I feel this is a industry where you have to be really connected, and that makes the whole difference.
For sure.
Yeah. Looking ahead to the next 6 to 12 months, I'm curious what other things you're doing to recommend specifically for investors too. Like I'm hearing some investors say that, I still want to get in now while rates are where they are in fear that rates may continue to increase. I'm hearing other investors say, I'm waiting for prices to drop more. I want to just pile up cash and sit on the sidelines. What are your predictions? Again, knowing that nobody can predict the future, but what are your predictions? What are you seeing investors in your area do? What's your gut say?
I say if you find the house that you think will give you a good return on your investment, just do it right now. Don't wait because we don't know what's going to happen. I personally do not see a big drop in house prices. 2008 was very different scenario. Our buyers, the last 2 years have been cash buyers or conventional buyers. There's a lot of equity in all the houses. Nobody's gonna just leave their house to the bank. If somebody's in trouble, they can actually sell their house and still get out with a good amount of money. So if you know what you want and if it gives you a good return on this investment, don't wait.
Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense to really make sure you're underwriting those deals appropriately. And then, like you said, if it makes sense, then run with it. So
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Manal, I want to take us to a section that questions we ask every guest that comes on the show, our final infusion questions. We'll start with what's one tangible strategy that you use to make sure that you stay working on the business rather than getting stuck in the business? Again, especially as somebody like yourself, busy pharmacist, busy real estate agent, busy mom, all that at one time.
Absolutely. So actually, what works for me is time blocking. When I am a pharmacist, I am a pharmacist, and when I'm not a pharmacist, I'm a mom first, and then I'm a real estate agent. I talk to people, I answer my phone, I look for what they want. So that's how I do it.
Love it. What's one resource that's been most helpful to you in your real estate journey, whether that's a book, a podcast, person, author, website, whatever that would be?
Okay, so I did have a great mentor that I learned a lot from. His name is Dave Covey. Shout out to him. And I'm an avid reader. I'm always reading. One book that really stands out is Never Split the Difference. And
Great
it's
book.
by Chris Voss. And he is actually a former FBI hostage negotiator. So if he can negotiate, lives, he's definitely the person to teach you how to negotiate. And I think it really helped me a lot, saving thousands for all my clients.
I love that book. That's a great example. It's helped with my toddlers as well when I had toddlers.
That's true. Yeah, you can use it on your kids too. It's great.
definitely recommend that to all the parents out there.
Yes.
All right, then our third one. What's one piece of advice that you'd give to a pharmacist that's contemplating a start in real estate investing?
I would say, there's a lot of ways to invest your money. Real estate is really a great place to park your money. Uh, just do your research, figure out the numbers. And once you're ready, just do it. It's not going to be perfect. It's a learning process. It's a long journey, but you need to start somewhere and always surround yourself with people that are more knowledgeable and that can help you. And that's why we're all here for, actually.
That's perfect. Love it.
One last question. Where can people find you if they want to learn more about you, get in touch with you to buy a house in some place where, as the guy who had to scrape his car this morning, as someone who's looking for a little more warm weather?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome anytime in Phoenix. You can email me at manalprettyhome@gmail.com. You can contact me directly, and I am on all social media. Just look up my name. My website is azprettyhomes.com, or through Nate, actually, can connect you to me.
Yeah, a great plug, Manal. I mean, so Manal is part of our concierge service. If you are looking for an agent pretty much anywhere in the country, we can get you connected. We send you to awesome agents just like Manal if you're looking in that area, but really anywhere, right? So if you are interested in that, definitely check out Manal's website if you're in the Arizona market, or if not, come on over to us at YFP Real Estate and we can get you hooked up with an agent wherever you're looking. So I appreciate that plug, Manal. It's a good reminder. And seriously, appreciate you coming on the show today, teaching us just a little bit about what it is that you do, how you balance everything, and what we can expect with the current market and what's going to be coming in the future. So I appreciate your time.
It's been a great pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to the YFP Real Estate Investing Podcast. If you like what you heard on today's show, please leave us a review and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. If you have a question, know someone that would make a good guest, or want to connect with Nate or David, head on over to yfprealestate.com and join the growing YFP Real Estate Investing Facebook group. As we conclude this week's episode of the YFP Real Estate Investing Podcast, an important reminder that the content in this podcast is provided to you for your informational purposes only and is not intended to provide and should not be relied on for investment or any other advice. Information in the podcast and corresponding materials should not be construed as a solicitation or offer to buy or sell any investment or related financial products. We urge listeners to consult with a financial advisor with respect to any investment. Furthermore, the information contained in our archived newsletters, blog posts, and podcasts is not updated and may not be accurate at the time you listen to it on this podcast. Opinions and analyses expressed herein are solely those of your financial pharmacist, unless otherwise noted, and constitute judgments as of the dates published. Such information may contain forward-looking statements which are not intended to be guarantees of future events. Actual results could differ materially from those anticipated in the forward-looking statements. For more information, please visit yourfinancialpharmacist.com/disclaimer. Thank you for your support of the YFP Real Estate Investing Podcast. Have a great rest of your week.